My name is DJ.
Hello everybody. It is my grand pleasure to introduce to you our next person up here at the panel. I grew up a huge Power Rangers fan. I'm sure most of you guys did as well. It was a huge inspiration to me, morally, through responsibility. Just taught me a lot. I'm sure it taught you guys a lot. So it is my absolute pleasure to bring to you the original Blue Ranger, Billy, the Yost with the most. David Yost, everybody, give it up.
Sitting in the back, move up to the front. Just kidding, I hate it when people say that. How's everybody doing? Thank you for coming to Huntsville, if you don't live in Huntsville. And for all you Huntsville people, thank you for being so kind and welcoming and warming. And it's my first time spending a lot of time in Alabama, so I've been having a great time. So I'll be sure to pass the word on to everybody to come. Okay. So, my name is David Yost, as he said. I was Billy, the original Blue Power Ranger, one of my Morphin Power Rangers. I started the series in 1992. That's when we did the original pilot. I had only lived in Los Angeles for about 3 months, and I got really lucky, and I saw an open casting call for a show at the time called Phantoms, and I saw a character named Victor, and that's the character I originally auditioned for, which was actually the Red Ranger. So I had 3 auditions for that role, and then I was watching the producers and the casting director, and I could tell that they didn't want me for that role. So I was like, I was panicked because I really wanted this job. So I begged and I pleaded. I said, can I please read for the role of Billy? And they were like, no, you just really do not fit the character breakdown. I don't think you're right for it. And I begged, and they said no. And I said, please. And they said no. And so I went to the bathroom, and I wet my hair down, and I went and got a pair of glasses out of my car, and I buttoned my shirt wrong, and I came back up, and I said, will you please let me read for this role? And they were like, okay. So I was lucky enough to read for it, and then I had 5 auditions for the role of Billy, and I was the lucky guy that actually got it. So that's sort of how it all started for me, and here I am 20-some years later, and I'm still talking about Power Rangers. Which is okay with me. It's like probably the greatest gift I've ever been given. Never in a million years when we started the show 25 years ago. Yeah, great. 25 years ago, did we think that it would have such a lasting impact on so many people's lives. So I genuinely am humbled by so many of you when you tell us how Power Rangers influenced you, how you became martial artists. If you related to my character, you were a smart, geek, nerd, whatever, and how Billy helped you just feel good about yourself and confident, and if Billy can do it, I can do it. And a lot of people went on to be scientists and doctors, and my favorite one is a paleontologist. I'm like, wow, you're a paleontologist because of Billy. So I thought that was really cool. So studying dinosaurs, I love it. All kinds of good stuff. So that's basically my intro. We'll just do like a Q&A session. There's no pressure. But you can ask me any questions that you want, and I will do my best to answer them. And don't be shy. We're a room of love, right? No judgment. Okay. So who wants to start us off? Who has a question for me? Yes. Is this written down on a card, or are you looking? Oh, I thought you were reading off a card. Like, my favorite dinosaur, I would say, has become the Triceratops. Obviously, I mean, I think the Triceratops is really cool when you sit and study it and look at it. But I think they're all very interesting, and we keep discovering more and more interesting creatures. We keep digging up stuff from back then and finding different versions of stuff. So, I mean, I think when I was little, the Tyrannosaurus always interested me. But I always felt bad for the Tyrannosaurus because they have those little arms that don't make no sense to that animal at all. So, but yeah, I would say the Triceratops. Yes, sir. Sure. So if you can't hear him, he said, according to my Wikipedia page, and just FYI, don't believe everything you read. That's just out there, but what you read is accurate. He asked about a movie that I'm working on called The Order. Some of you may have heard of it. Some of you may have donated money to the Indiegogo campaign for it. The Order is actually an action film that stars about 17 former Power Rangers from different seasons. And we've all come together to do this film. It has nothing to do with Power Rangers. We don't wear spandex. We don't morph, any of that, but it's like a good versus evil kind of thing, order versus chaos. We're all on a team together, but there's a fraction in the team and we get divided. And so it becomes order and chaos. And it's actually really good, and I think you guys will really enjoy it. So it should be done by the end of the year, and we'll let you know when you can watch it. Cool? Right, did you record that? Okay, good. You don't have to be that sly about it. All right, who else has a question? Yes, Emma. Like, are we all still friends? Yeah, so, I mean, I'm fortunate because I'm in contact with everybody still, and so I would say yes. Everybody from the original cast, everybody that I worked with, I am still friends with. So I still hang out with Amy Jo. Some of you might have seen mine and Amy Jo's live feed the other nights, which was a lot of fun. And so she stayed at my house for a little while, and we go on vacation together in the summertime. So she and I will be going on vacation together. Jason, David, Frank, and I are really good friends. We text back and forth all day, every day. Stupid stuff. And he's going to be in LA this coming week when I fly back to LA tonight, and we'll be hanging out this week. So, and Walter Jones and Austin St. John. I am on tour with them quite a bit because we're constantly at Comic-Cons together. So I see everybody, and I would say that we're all friends. Cool? All right. Who else has a question? Yes? When did I first realize that Power Rangers was the first big, like when it became a big hit? Yeah. Well, I mean, I think for all of us, we didn't really have a good gauge because we filmed almost the entire first season before it even started airing. So, you know, we were just going to work every day, doing what we do, thinking, not knowing how the show was going to go. And then the moment it aired, it went to #1. But we still didn't realize, well, what does #1's kid show mean? You know, we didn't really feel it. But in Los Angeles, Universal Studios, which is like a theme park, asked us to come and do a live action show for them. And so the producers agreed, and so we went and we showed up early in the morning, and by 9:30 a.m. they had to shut Universal Studios down because there was too many people trying to get into the park. And what we did was create one of LA's biggest traffic jams. We shut down the 101 freeway in both directions, about 8 miles each way. So it just came to a complete standstill because everybody was trying to get to Universal Studios. And instead of doing one show, they moved us to the biggest theater possible at Universal Studios, and we did 7. So it was a crazy day, and we came home that night, and on the news, we made national news, how the Power Rangers shut down the freeway in Los Angeles. So that's when we knew. But even so, like hearing all that and experiencing all that, you still don't really quite comprehend how it's affecting people out there. But like I said in the beginning, it's like we get to hear so many stories from you guys, and so that's just awesome. I mean, I couldn't ask for a bigger gift. So, but that's when we knew. Cool. Over here on this side, yes. Wow. Well, I don't know CM Punk, so I would have to say the Green Ranger, and I truthfully believe that. So. I mean, no offense to CM Punk, he's a good guy, but Jason Frank, his kicks are like something you don't even want to come near. Like he did some damage to some stunt people on the TV show. So yeah, I would say Jason or the Green Ranger. I'd say that. Okay. Any other? Yes.
Did you get to keep all of your blue wardrobe?
Thankfully, no. I mean, I wouldn't want anything from the first season because I wore overalls the entire season. So, you know, that got a little old. I mean, I got to keep a few things, like here and there. They would, if I thought it was nice, they would give it to me. It wasn't a big deal. But no, I didn't. But I do wear blue a lot. I liked blue even before I became the Blue Power Ranger. And so, you know, you'll see me out in the world wearing blue a lot. Just, it's a good color, I think, on me. It works for me. So, yes. I mean, it's pretty, in regards to the new movie that's coming out this week on Thursday in some places, Friday in other places, it's really awesome, I think, you know, because it has had such a lasting impression on people, and that they're bringing it back, and they're bringing the original characters back, just a little bit differently. I think that speaks volumes to what they know, the impact of the show. So I'm excited for all the actors that are in this film. I'm excited that they're going to be brought into the Power Ranger fandom, and hopefully you guys will embrace them and love them and all that, and you'll get revitalized and all that about Power Rangers, you know. So yeah, I'm excited. I'll be, well, I don't care. I'll be at the premiere on Wednesday, so I'm really excited to be at the premiere. Way in the back.
Hey, so one of the things I liked about sort of the first run of Power Rangers was in the live action scenes there was always a good mix of humor in it. It wasn't so dead serious, you know, and there was the antics at school, and you had Bulk and Skull and them doing dumb stuff. Whose brainchild was it to sort of have that lighthearted mix in there?
Well, I mean, I think in the beginning, you know, Bulk and Skull were there, but they weren't there as much. And I think as controversy started about our show because people thought we were too violent and things like that, we had to sort of curb that a little bit. And so bringing Bulk and Skull in and making their roles a lot more humorous to sort of mitigate the violence that some people thought the show had. I think that was something that the Fox network thought was really important. So we used to air on Fox Kids. I don't know if you guys remember that, but that's what we aired on. And so it was really important for the network to make sure that we did something like that. So I would say it was the network's brainchild. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, I'm just surprised it was pulled off as well as it was. It wasn't so jarring to switch.
I'm going to take that as a compliment. Yeah, thank
It's
you.
intended as, yeah.
No, I know, I'm just teasing you. Yes, over here. Well, I don't. You're going to make me turn everybody against me right now. But, you know, I never watched the show when I was on the show because I filmed it all. So, and I was an adult, and to sit down and watch Power Rangers, it was like, I don't understand the show. So I didn't really watch any seasons afterwards, but because I'm on the Comic-Con circuit, I get to meet a lot of actors from the different generations, and I've become really good friends with them. So I don't know, we all keep talking like we're gonna get together, and we're each gonna pick an episode from our season, we're all gonna sit around and we're gonna watch our favorite episodes together. So maybe I need to make that happen, that way I can have a more educated answer for you, so I can say definitively, it was this person, this person, this person. But I love Serena Vincent. She was the Yellow Ranger. I'm going to say Jungle Fury. I don't think that's right, though. Anybody? What is it? You know. Space? Galaxy. It's one of those. Galaxy. And Erin Cahill. What was she? Jason Font and Erin Cahill. Time Force, yeah. They're great people. Azim Rizik, he was the Green Ranger and Black Ranger. Just recently in Megaforce, yep. So those are some of my chums. Cool?
Yeah.
All right, sorry to disappoint you. Yes, sir.
How does it feel knowing you're our superhero?
How does it feel knowing I'm your superhero?
Like you're
One of your superheroes? It's pretty awesome to be a superhero, I'm not gonna lie. But I take it seriously. I think all of us do. Again, because you guys looked up to us as role models and you got something from us, so we try to live the best lives that we can in real life outside of our characters as well. So, I'm humbled, quite honestly. So that would be the truth of it. So, thank you. Yes, sir.
In the season 1 episode, Power Ranger Officer,
Yep.
the Here We Go episode, I'm not sure if you probably didn't, but how did you get into the mindset of belief that that's the episode where can't believe until we turn into belief that the devotion
Yep. How do I get into that mindset? Well, as an actor, that's what we train to do. Like, we create characters, and so, well, thanks. I don't know if it was an Emmy award-winning performance, but for the context of the show, yes, we did. Thank you. I was mean. Oh my gosh. Well, good. That means I was doing my job as an actor. So yeah, as an actor, that's what we train and we study for. We create characters, and I can base it off my life from people I went to high school with or grade school with that weren't that great, and think about them and then sort of channel them and sort of be like that. And that's what I do as an actor. So that's how I did that. So, well, thank you. I'll be expecting my Emmy soon. Yes, way back there.
Yeah, going back now, with all the series that have passed, all the different genres that have cascaded across Power Rangers, have you ever gone back like, man, instead of riding around on a Tyrannosaurus, I could have been cruising around in a sports car, or I could have been hanging out with jump animals. Which one would you have preferred to have been? Or was Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the it?
Well, just to be clear, I rode around on a Triceratops, not a
Yeah, I know you
Tyrannosaurus.
did.
I'm just teasing. No, I'm really cool with where I was at. So, I don't know that I would want to do a different version. Ours was so crazy compared to the way it is. Some of these other things aren't as fun and cheesy and kitschy and all that kind of stuff that they say about our show. So, I don't know, and I think ours, I don't know, the dinosaurs were just cool. So.
No cell phone magic wand?
No. And Billy, my character in season 1, I had a flying car. So it was called the Rad Bug. It was a bug, a Volkswagen Bug, with a smokestack on it, and somehow it flew. So I got to experience it all, and then my character in the end of his arc on the show went off into space. So I think I got to experience everything all those other shows put together. So I feel pretty good. So good question. Yes?
Who was your favorite monster?
Wow. I would say Pudgy Pig from the food fight episode. Yeah, that was a lot of fun filming that episode. A lot of mayhem, a lot of food. Yeah. You like that one? Yeah, it was a lot of fun to film. So I filmed over 200 episodes, so I have a lot of favorite monsters because they're all so crazy. Oops, I'm a bad host, sorry, I didn't shut my phone off. Sorry. We fought a purse once. We fought a pachinko machine. We fought, lipstick. Eye Guy. The Eye Guy was cool, actually. The which one?
The bee monster.
The bee monster?
Yeah.
What was it, a bee?
Yeah, this is like your character got a bee.
Oh, on my test? I love it. Yeah, Billy did not like bees. I remember filming that episode now. I didn't realize they created a monster about that, though. I'll have to go back and watch that episode. Cool, so, who asked that question? You did, okay. Good question. Yes? Oh yeah. So I mean, more than anything, I wanted to be an actor since the time I was 7 years old. So in second grade, I was cast in Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and I got to play Dopey, the dwarfs, and I was left on a little stage like this, singing hi ho, it's off to work we go, all by myself, off key, and everybody in the audience was laughing at me. And I thought, oh wow, I love that. And so that's how it started for me. But I was also a really good gymnast. And so my parents paid thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to send me to like really elite gymnastics schools. But I would skip gymnastics practice without my parents knowing, and I would get on the bus, and I would go downtown, and I would audition for community plays. And I would get them, and I would tell my parents, I'd go to rehearsals instead of going to gymnastics practice, and I'd tell my parents like the weekend that it was opening, oh, by the way, I'm in a play. And they would be like, well, how did you do this? And I'd be like, oh, they just saw me and they thought I would be good. So when they did find out that I was skipping gymnastics practice, they weren't very happy because they were spending a lot of money. But I was a really good gymnast as well. So I don't know. That's sort of how it went. So all through high school, I did plays, and all through college, I did plays. And in college, I just made a really, a decision that this is what I'm going to do. And I moved to Los Angeles, and that I was very focused when I got to LA. Like, you have to be really focused, and you have to really believe, because it's a tough town, and there's a lot of rejection. So, I mean, I've walked into auditions, and the casting director doesn't even let me read the lines that I prepared. She just looks at me and goes, no, I'm sorry. So it's like you do all this preparation, and you're going to get, they look at you like, you're not right. So it's like not always great. But, I got lucky with Power Rangers, and I've acted since, and I'm a producer now as well, and a location manager on TV shows, so I work in the entertainment industry quite a bit. And now I travel around as well doing Comic-Con, so I stay quite active. So it's really cool. But yeah, does that sort of answer enough about my backstory? I could tell you every play, no, I can't tell you every play. But I'll tell you, I played the Caterpillar in Alice in Wonderland. That was exciting. Not really. All right. Yes?
A lot of the previous Power Rangers have returned to do cameos, like Jason, Frank, Austin, St. John, John Hodge. I know rumors have been that you can part on various terms with Salon.
Mm-hmm.
Would there be any possibility that you might consider returning to a cameo?
Of course, 100%. I've been asked twice to come back, but unfortunately I'm a union actor, so I'm part of the Screen Actors Guild, and they film the show non-union. And so for me to go and film it, they would have to follow my union guidelines, which they have not agreed to do. So that's all it really comes down to. And if we break ties with our union, they can fine us, or they can actually kick us out of the union. And that's something that it's not worth going to film. The reunion that I saw that they did was in Super Mega Force, whatever, that was not a great reunion, to me. I think a lot of people were disappointed by it. So for me to get kicked out of my union to film something like that is just not, if they want to do an original cast reunion, I would love that. And I would beg and plead and say you have to make a union so all of us can come back and do the reunion right. But they haven't. I don't know, I don't think they... It's so hard to get into the union, for sure. Like, to get into the union, it's really tough, and then to jeopardize it by doing something like that, it's just not worth it, so. But good question. Thank you. Yes, way in the back.
Okay, so somehow my 6-month-old son is already a movie buff, and like I have to have the TV on basically all the time to keep him happy. And Power Rangers is basically the best for him. So I tend to watch Power Rangers 24/7. I was watching the other day with him, and there was a time capsule episode, and Billy put in this really old, I think it was a calculator, and said, I want everybody to know the best technology. If you ever kind of look back on that and go, oh my God.
How sad, right? I'm surprised that Billy would pick a calculator, actually. Sometimes the writers would do things that made 0 sense. I mean, like I said, Billy had a flying car. Why on earth would he choose the calculator? I don't know, but yeah, I mean, but I think that's what made our show funny, and it was cheesy. and so things didn't always make sense. There was a lot of holes in some of the storylines and stuff like that, but I don't know that I look back and go, ugh. I mean, I look back at things like some of my acting performances, because like my character was very smart, as some of you know, and he would say big words, and half the time they would give me the script and I'd be like, what the heck is this guy saying? Because I'm not smart like Billy. So I would have to break out my, my dictionary and go through the words and look them up and try to make them sound somewhat natural. So when I look back on episodes, I see, oh, I could have done that better, I could have said that better, things like that. But I will let you know, my favorite line still to this day is, a fully sentient, multifunctional automaton. How prodigious. All right, good question. And your son is Finley, right? So Finley's 6 months old and is addicted to Power Rangers. It's insane. It's all in the Kool-Aid, let me tell you. You guys all drank the Kool-Aid. Yes? You?
How do you think it's cool that Bryan Cranston came back and he started with Power Rangers?
I think it's cool for Bryan Cranston. I mean, he did a couple monsters on the original series, so to get to play Zordon, why not?
Billy's based off of him.
My character was named after him, yep. Yep. So we'll see how he does. Time will tell, I'm sure he'll do fine. Anybody else? Yes.
What's the interesting or fun story that happened on set?
I have a lot. Well, I always tell the one about Jason Frank making me eat a fly. Have you guys heard that story? Some of you have. So I'll tell that and I'll tell some others. But Jason Frank was the prankster on set, still a prankster in life. And I was stuck on set in the command center. And I've been, I don't know, it must have been a Billy episode because I was just like filming, and I couldn't leave set. And I was starving. And Jason and I were like really good friends. I thought he was my best friend. And he said, oh, don't worry, Dave, I'll go make you a peanut butter and jelly sandwich because that's my favorite food. And I was like, oh, thanks, I would appreciate that. So he went and made me a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, brought it back to me. I was sitting in the command center just eating it, and I ate the whole thing, and then I see the crew, and everybody started laughing, and I'm like, what's going on? And Jason's like, I put a fly in your sandwich, dude. And so it's whatever, I never knew it was there. So I ate it, and I ate a fly. That's one prank. But I mean, I would say Bulk and Skull were also really good pranksters behind the scenes. When Catherine Sutherland came on as the second Pink Ranger, like her first week of work, they were really, I don't know, it's funny but mean. They went into her dressing room while she was on set and took all of her furniture out of her dressing room. So when she came back, there was nothing in her dressing room. And she was like, what's going on? And then they called her back to set to film another scene. And then that time, they took a bunch of furniture from all over the studio and crammed it in her dressing room so she could barely open the door. And so when she got in, there was just furniture stacked all over the place. So that's some of the stuff. And when we went to film the movie in Australia, Jason Frank, our first day of filming, you know, he thinks he's all that in a bag of chips. He's running up a tree, practicing backflips, doing a backflip off a tree, and we haven't even filmed our first scene, but we're waiting to film our first scene, and he runs up, does it, and doesn't do it right, and lands on his face and puts a big cut across his face. So we had to hold production for a little bit for him. And so then the whole, like for a good 2 weeks, they had to keep putting like fake skin on his face to make it look like that there was no cut there. So, you know, those are a few of our moments. So, all right, who else has a question? Yes? Totally. Not. No, I mean, as actors, when you're a star of a show or a film, you're absolutely not allowed to do most of your own stunts. And skydiving, you can't, I mean, you gotta be certified, it takes months, maybe years to get certified to do stuff like that, so no, that was definitely a stunt team. So we were in a big studio, and they had like a small plane body, and it was like hanging from wire or whatever, and we would jump out the door and onto a mat. So that's the beauty of that. And then they would tie us all up on wires one by one and fly us around in front of a big green screen. So when they do close-ups, it looks like we're in the sky, whatever. So we did that. And then the ending scene where we land in the park, that was like going to an amusement park where they have those things where they pull you up and you pull the thing and you come down. That's what we did. So it was all fake, but there was parts of it that were, I don't know, pretty real in some ways. So yeah, sorry to disappoint you. Everybody gets really upset when they hear that we didn't really skydive. So we did rollerblade though. That was us rollerblading. And I will say Jason Frank is the worst rollerblader on the planet. If you go back and watch the movie, watch the white guy try to rollerblade. He's like in the back, like I was like, when we got to Australia and we started doing rehearsals and he was rollerblading, I was like, what is up with this guy? I mean, he's like such a jock in a lot of ways, like a martial artist. I would think that he has the coordination to do that, but no. Really embarrassing. Yeah. All right, who else has a question? Yes?
So, back in the 90s, the early 90s, a lot of kids shows were kind of marketed to a narrower demographic, but now today it seems like we've got much more of the both for kids and adults sort of crossover appeal, like things like Adventure Time, everything we geeks love. Sort of. What do you think about that? Do you think there's been a big change, or is this just sort of we're looking at it a different way now?
I mean, I think it's probably a combination of both. So, I mean, we're definitely, you guys as adults, like looking at things of your childhood. I don't know, I can't say that I look back on any of my childhood shows or anything like that I enjoyed and get the same nostalgia that you guys seem to get, which is, and I admire you guys so much because I'm like, oh, I wish I really had a show that really had that kind of an impact on me or stuff like that. And in terms of crossing over from kids to adult, I mean, I think it's really cool because we get to see families like get to enjoy like the same kind of thing. And what's cool for us now is that because you guys are adults now, I mean, you were kids when you watched this, and now you're adults, and now you have kids, and you introduce your kids to the original Power Rangers. It's like, it's really kind of cool how it comes full circle and how so many young kids embrace the original Power Rangers. I mean, there's some that say, oh my gosh, that's horrible. But I don't know, I think it's cool. But I think it's probably a combination of what you're saying. And I appreciate you because you asked me very intellectual questions. I have to think. So thank you. What's your name?
Kat.
Kat? All right, Kat. And you have a good voice. Like I have no issue hearing you. So good job.
I taught
Oh, you did? What did you teach?
anthropology.
Wow. You're a smarty. I love it. Kat. With a C or a K?
Okay.
All right. You're in, Kat. All right. Anybody else have any questions? Yes.
What's your favorite current physical activity?
Oh, God. Am I still doing gymnastics? That would be a negative. But thank you. I lift weights, I hike, and I run. So I love to hike. Anything outdoors, I'm all about. So I'm lucky to live in Los Angeles. I have the beach, I have mountains, I have snow not too far away if I really need it, like an hour and a half away. So I don't know, but I would say I mostly hike and I mostly lift weights. It's really important. Everybody, exercise. 10,000 steps a day. Don't want to hear any excuses. Get out there. Walk in your house in circles. I have friends that walk in their house in circles just to hit 10,000 steps a day. So just keep your heart going, keep your body going. It's so important. I can't stress it enough. So yeah, thank you for the compliment. Appreciate it. Yes. Wow, that's a great question. Nobody's ever asked me that before. Because there is a difference. I mean, in some ways, yes, it is two different characters. Because Billy, as we saw in the beginning of the series, was like very uncoordinated, was not a great martial artist by any means, and kind of goofy, you know, kind of clumsy. So, and then when he would morph into the Power Ranger, suddenly he was like, he had it all, you know? It was like, oh, I got it. So yeah, I mean, it was totally different in the beginning, and I did struggle as an actor trying to figure out, well, how, because they didn't want me to be good at anything. They wanted Billy to be the one that's gonna like learn how to do martial arts and, you know, kind of grow as a character. So it was kind of confusing as an actor, like to do that and then to go into the Blue Ranger mode and, you know, sort of be in control of everything. So that was a great question. I don't know that I really have the answer, other than yes, it was like two different characters. And then eventually, towards the end, same thing. They're the same person. Like I could piggyback. Right behind you, and then I'll come to you. Yes. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a cool conversation to have with the producers in the beginning. Like, you know, they were like, okay, so we're moving on to Zeo. We want you to be on the show, but we're not going to have you be a Power Ranger anymore. So we want you to stay on as Billy and be, you know, like the technical advisor, which I was okay with in some ways. And then they started teasing like Billy was going to be the Gold Ranger. So they teased that kind of heavily. Like a lot of people thought my character was going to become the Gold Ranger, but he didn't. So I don't know. As an actor, it's fine because I got to be a working actor, and that's really what's important. And I mean, it was okay for my character as well because I think it makes sense for Billy. And then Billy flew off to space, and he's like Captain Kirk now, you know, in charge of the USS Enterprise somewhere. Flying around space. So, I mean, in the end, it all worked out good for my character. But, you know, it wasn't easy at first. Is that okay? Answer your question? You sure? 100%. Okay. Yes, what was your question?
Being a superhero yourself, is there a superhero that you grew up kind of idolizing or love now that you're on the Comic-Con circuit and everything?
Sure. I mean, I used to like a cartoon called Underdog. Like that was my favorite cartoon. Like I really related to that. So if there was a guy that was the voice of Underdog, or there was an actually Underdog, I would be like all about that. And I loved a movie called Flash Gordon. So Sam Jones, I get to see all the time now on the Comic-Con circuit. So that's like a big deal to me. Like when I met him, I was like, oh wow, that's Sam Jones. But I mean, I grew up in the original Star Wars era. And so I was all about the dark side. Don't judge me. So I was a big Darth Vader fan. I had the Darth Vader belt. I was like all about that. And so, I mean, David Prowse, who was Darth Vader in the suit, I've got to meet a few times as well. So it's kind of cool. I haven't met James Earl Jones though. I've never met the voice of Darth Vader, but I don't know, those are the three things that I totally geek out about. Is that cool? All right. Is there a question somewhere over here? Oh, yeah. Well, let me come back to you. Way in the back.
Do you know why Johnny on Bosch became the second Black Ranger?
Do I know why he became the second Black Ranger? Yeah, I mean, the original Red Ranger, original Black Ranger, and original Yellow Ranger unfortunately had contract disputes, and they were let go from the TV show. And then they were replaced by 3 new actors, and Johnny Young Bosch was the new Black Ranger. That's how he became the Black Ranger. Does that answer your question?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, back to you.
Who would be your dream actor or martial artist to work with?
My dream actor to work with?
Or
I mean,
martial artist?
I don't know if I have a dream martial artist. Jean-Claude Van Damme. I grew up in the Van Damme era. That's all I can pull out of that. But actor-wise, I mean, all my favorite actors are getting really old now, and it's really frustrating for me. Like, I love Bob Newhart. I don't know if you guys know who Bob Newhart is, but like, he'll play Sheldon. I don't know who he played on Big Bang Theory, but he had something to do with Sheldon. Was it his dad or grandpa or something like that? Scientist, was that what it was? Yeah, so I mean, like, that was always a big dream for me to act with him. And who else? Shirley MacLaine would be awesome to act with. Like, she's like one of my favorite actresses of all time. And Jack Nicholson, of course. Those would be my 3 big ones. but I got to get my butt in gear because they're all getting up there. And you know, I was fortunate enough to, these are all old-time actors, but Mary Tyler Moore, who recently passed away, you know, I thought she was amazing when I was a kid, and I was lucky enough to go to her house and interview her and spend time with her for a show that I was producing and stuff like that. So I've gotten to meet a lot of really cool people. So like George Carlin before he passed away, same kind of deal. So I'm realizing I really have to get in gear here. So pressure's on, starting tomorrow. Yes?
Which sword did you prefer, the Triceratops or the
I mean, the Triceratops will always be the closest to my heart, but the wolf was pretty cool. But let's not forget the unicorn. I have the unicorn as well. That was interesting. So, but yeah, I would say Triceratops, wolf, then unicorn. Cool? Did you record that? Okay, good. Yes?
Speaking of Charlie McClain, since she does a lot of Hallmark movies, did you ever do a Hallmark movie or?
Sure. I'm known to do cheesy TV shows.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say no to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you really want to see one of the best movies ever in the world, it's called Terms of Endearment, and I really recommend watching it. It'll make you cry. I don't know how many. That's like one movie I've watched at least 50 times and cried every time. So it's really powerful. So thank you. I will do a cheesy Hallmark movie. That's on my list. That's on my list to do. All right. Any more questions? Yes, sir.
A couple years back, we did a small 10-minute video of like the most violent Power Ranger movie that we had in the past.
Yes.
What was your opinion on that?
Well, I mean, I know we all kind of have the same answer to that. We thought, for me, production value-wise, I thought it was amazing. Like, I thought the director did a really, really good job if you're looking at it from a production standpoint. But what I don't really like is if a kid were to type in the word Power Ranger and that somehow popped up and they were able to view that. That's not what I want them to see. So from that aspect, I'm not a fan of it. But as an adult, looking at it, I mean, I'm not a person that really enjoys violence that much, so I'm on the edge. And I guess also what bothered me is I thought that the way that all the Rangers died was not realistic. I mean, I think they were all shot. It just doesn't seem like it would be that easy. You know? We got skills. So, yeah. But, I mean, production value-wise, it was really good. Anybody else? Yes?
So you don't like violence. Would you like Darth Vader?
I mean, I don't know that I consider Star Wars the type of violence that we see today. Like, this is going to turn the room against me right now, I'm going to tell you. But when I saw Logan, I was a little shocked. It was a little too much Kill Bill for me, you know? So, and I just thought it didn't need to be that violent.
Did you like Darth Vader's new scene in Rogue One?
I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. I liked it. Yeah. All right. Yeah, all the way back there.
Just, I guess, a little heavy, but Power Rangers and everything that's come after has done so much to educate a generation and a generation following and so on acceptance and inclusion. And, you know, I mean, when the geeky kid is one of the most, I'll modify, the superhero, we'll say. Do you feel like that informed yourself? Because I know you were in your 20s when you were Billy, but as you grew up and into a more mature adulthood, do you see how that led the way for this generation and the ones that are coming after? And how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, I think what was great about our TV show for the 90s, for the time that we were living in at that time, was that our cast was racially diverse, and we were all friends. And so I think that really opened up a lot of doors for a lot of people saying, oh, I can be friends with so many people. I don't have to have all these stereotypes and judgments that I hear about sometimes in the world. So for that, I'm really glad that we were able to do that. And, you know, yes, when you play as I said earlier, when you play a superhero on TV and you see the impact that it's having on people's lives, you really start taking your role in the world more seriously and wanting to be a good person. and making sure that I'm living up to the values that people associate with me. Even though it might be a character that I play on TV, I want to make sure that I'm being a good moral person. So I know all of us try to do that as best possible. We all make mistakes, there's no way around that, and the best thing to do is just admit your mistakes and apologize and move on with yourself. So yeah. So, I don't know if some of you know, I have a clothing company called Affirmative Clothing. Thank you for wearing and representing. I appreciate that. That started sort of as a joke because my character Billy always used to say affirmative. He could never say yes or I agree. It was like affirmative. So, kind of started as a joke, but the more I thought about the word, the more I wanted it to really mean something. And so, our motto, our slogan, whatever, for affirmative clothing is like embrace who you are, believe in who you are, and affirm who you are. So I think that's really something I really, want people to understand is like first you have to embrace who you are. So screw what everybody else is saying about you, but just embrace who you are, then believe in who you are, and then go out into the world and affirm who you are. And so that's sort of what my clothing company is about. We have really cool designs. You can check it out at affirmativecc.com. And there's a sale going on right now through Wednesday, I believe. So check it out. I have t-shirts down at my table too. If you haven't come to meet me, come to my table afterwards. There's no pressure to buy anything. You can shake my hand and say hi. But I'll sign autographs and take pictures, and then I have some of my t-shirts there as well that you can buy. Okay. Yeah, another question way in the back again.
What's your opinion on the new Power Rangers movie?
My opinion is I'm very, very excited to see it. So I've been fortunate enough to meet RJ Kyler, who's going to be playing the new Billy. He and I have gone to lunch several times, and we text and talk back and forth, and I'm really excited to see how he portrayed Billy and how the other actors are portraying the characters that they took on. I think there's going to be, I know, there's going to be some surprises, and I think you all are going to enjoy the surprises. So I can't wait. I'm excited. I hope you guys all go see it this weekend. Or wait a week, I don't know, whatever you want to do, but I'll be there on Wednesday. So, yes. I have met some of the Japanese actors. I've met the red, black, and pink. So yeah, I'm sure most of you know, some of you might not, but our show was based on a Japanese show, which is really violent compared to what we put out. But so a lot of the footage from the first season was from a Japanese TV show and was cut into the American show. So, but yes, I've gotten to meet them. They're very nice. They're very funny, and it's just interesting to hear what they went through and what we went through as Power Rangers. So yeah, and their show was on almost 20 years before it even came to America. So it's pretty crazy. Any more questions on this side? On this side? I'm just kidding. Yes, go ahead.
Have you played any Power Rangers games?
I did a long time ago, but I haven't recently. And I know there's a new game out now that they just released, I don't know, like a month or two ago. What's it called? Mega Battle? Yeah, and they use our real voices? Yeah, not cool. I didn't get paid for that. So, that's crazy that they take... No, they didn't pay it. So, we signed really crappy contracts when we started because we wanted to be working actors, and we had no idea that the success of the show was going to be what it was, and the creator of the show didn't share. And he still makes a lot of money off of us. So yeah, but that regardless of whether I got paid or not, that game looks fun. And I know they've